My brother's life fell apart the day he screamed that he doesn't need me for anything. Jesse thought he was the smart one of his friend group, but that's only because the rest of them didn't have an older sister. In reality, I'd saved him from so many disasters over the years, like the time he almost got that swastika neck tattoo, or when he wanted to race his friend's motorcycle without a license. One night after I suggested he shouldn't trust his sketchy friend Kyle with his apartment key, he exploded. "Stop giving me your advice about everything," he yelled over the phone. "I'm a grown man and I don't need you mothering me. From now on, keep all your opinions to yourself because I don't want to hear them." I looked at my phone calmly and said, "Okay, no more advice." Jesse laughed like he'd won something, not realizing he'd just destroyed his own safety net. The next morning, he FaceTimed me to show off his new haircut, and I just shrugged without mentioning the barber had completely butchered the back where he couldn't see. He went out with his friends looking like someone attacked him with hedge clippers, and everyone posted photos on Instagram calling him Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. Those same friends saw the photos and started roasting him, which made Jesse desperate to prove he was still cool. That's when Kyle asked to borrow Jesse's car for a quick errand, and Jesse tossed him the keys immediately to show he wasn't uptight. I didn't mention Kyle had lost his license for street racing, or that he'd already crashed 2 cars this year. Kyle totaled Jesse's car doing donuts in a parking lot, and since Jesse had let him drive, insurance wouldn't cover anything. Being carless and humiliated made Jesse vulnerable when his ex-girlfriend started texting about how much she missed talking to him. He called me excitedly about reconnecting with her, probably needing the ego boost after the haircut disaster and losing his car. I watched him make plans to meet her for coffee, knowing exactly what was about to happen. 2 days after meeting him, she showed up at his workplace. There, she caused such a scene that security had to escort her out while she screamed about their love. Jesse got written up for personal drama affecting the business. The write-up at work meant Jesse needed extra money, which is exactly when our cousin approached him with a business opportunity, selling supplements from his garage. Jesse texted me that he was investing his rent money for the starter package, desperate to make quick cash. I didn't mention it was an obvious MLM scam, or that our cousin had already burned through 6 different pyramid schemes. Jesse ended up with a garage full of expired protein powder that attracted rats, and he got evicted for non-payment and health code violations. The eviction forced him to move in with our parents, where Jesse felt emasculated and decided to prove his independence by throwing a massive birthday party at their house while they were gone. He posted about it on Facebook, inviting everyone, including our sketchy cousins who'd stolen from the family before. I didn't mention our parents' security cameras or that the neighbors were cops. The party ended with 2 arrests, 3 holes in the walls, and our parents kicking him out at 3 a.m. Homeless and desperate, Jesse thought he could stay with our mom if he watched her ancient, aggressive chihuahua for a weekend. I didn't remind him about his severe dog allergies or mention the dog had bitten 3 people last month. He spent the weekend in the emergency room with his eyes swollen shut while the dog destroyed mom's house, and she blamed him so viciously that even I had to pretend to take her side just to keep the peace. The stress from everything made Jesse's hair start falling out, which his barber said he could fix with a special dye treatment. Jesse went for it without asking anyone about his sensitive scalp, desperate to look normal again. I stayed silent about his history of allergic reactions when he texted me about the treatment. His entire head broke out in chemical burns so severe he had to shave everything off, including his eyebrows, and when he tried to cover it with a hat, the fabric stuck to the open wounds. While dealing with the chemical burns, Jesse decided to get a tattoo to prove he could still make good decisions, picking a Chinese symbol he thought meant warrior. I stayed silent even though I knew it actually said toilet, and watched him proudly show it off on social media. A Chinese exchange student at Starbucks literally laughed in his face and took a photo that went viral as dumbest tattoo ever, with 200,000 views. By the time Jesse had lost his job, his car, his hair, his home, and our entire family had blocked him, he was begging me to help him fix everything. "Please, just tell me what to do," he said over the phone, his voice cracking while I could hear him scratching his still burning scalp. "You said you didn't want my advice," I reminded him while scrolling through apartment listings for myself, planning to move even further away from this disaster. "Where are you going to be this weekend?" he asked desperately. "I need somewhere to crash," I smiled to myself. That would be giving you information you might use to make a decision, which sounds dangerously close to advice. But I was completely unprepared for what he did next. Full story on the channel below.